Hey guys, it's me with my new book, Cosmic Bonds, Love Letters, and Compromised Stress. I'm in the middle of Montreal right now. It is 30 degrees. It's hot as hell. I've tried to record a video on just my video, and people keep interrupting me with sound. So guess what? We're going to go live, and we're going to push through this, and people interrupt me. It is what it is. So here we go. I wanted to give you a few of the poems that were in the book. I wanted to read them out to you so you know what you're buying. Also wanted to give you a sneak peek of what the book looks like, the structure of it. I find is pretty fun and was actually inspired by an author called Ellen Hopkins. And she does a really, really cool series about the underbelly of life, but she writes her poetry in free form. And hers is pretty particular. I didn't copy her to the T, but she definitely inspired to how I'm going to be writing my poems. So if you want to check out all of my poetry reads, I actually have some really theatrical stuff on my YouTube. I think I'm at number 60, and they're pretty fun, and they date back all the way to 2020. So this book is a compilation of all of my 2020 work, and it's called Cosmic Bonds, Love Letters, and Compromised Stress because it's actually divided in those three sections. So Cosmic Bonds is more of the spiritual realm of my poems. When I went through my spiritual awakening, all things spiritual. Love Letters is the juicy boy gossip of the time. And then we got Compromised Stress, which is kind of relating to our society, the compromise that we make from the choices that we're being given and led to believe that we have no other choices. But hey, we're born into it, we're asleep to it, and I'm sure that'll change at some point. So I decided to read my favesies, and also shout out to Gabriel Lamarche. He's the one who actually drew the drawing for it. So you can find him on my Instagram handle. I tagged him in it. Okay, I'm just gonna dim my light on my phone so my phone doesn't overheat and we can get through this together. Like I said, 30 degrees here today. I'm not complaining at all, I swear to God, but it's hot. So we're gonna start off with part 1, Cosmic Bonds, and then this is the drawing that Gabriel actually drew for that one. And okay, I did pick them, but there's a few of them that I actually really like. Okay, so I'm gonna read Mute My Confession. And it's all centered and cool. Mute my confession. I was frozen in time when my soul had hardened, until that faithful day when my ego was left unguarded. This profound, blind-sided transition knocked my sense of self into a tailspin. Do I really wish it were different? Since the smoke has cleared and the view is magnificent. The echoes of my ghost ask what I'm doing here. This untrusty confusion, the mask of fear. I expect myself to be a knower of all things, a giver of all answers. But what will this bring? Confusion is not a sign of stupidity, when responded with courage uncritically. I swam into the deepest river of my soul, had to decide, act, and believe on my own. Challenged by this emotionally impaired society, their outdated truth, prisoners of their own reality. No one asks, so I mute my confessions about the night that I found myself in a little piece of heaven. What's really special to me about this first book too is actually the first time that I was expressing myself. So a lot of my poetry here is choppy in my way of writing because I was so new to expressing myself. I literally was a mute my whole life. I just wouldn't even tell anybody anything personal about me. If there was a problem, it would disappear. So I find this one really special because it's the first batch of expression for me. And the more that I wrote and the more, because this is from 2020, so I've written a lot more poems. So the more that I grew, the more, the more straightened out my writing became, and it's just so special. Okay, so my second one, I've decided to do, I actually didn't really pick, I'm just looking. Okay, I got a big one, so this stays relatively short. Okay, let's do Get Busy. Get Busy. It's safe to say she's finished with the old script, right up to the last line. Finished licking her wounds all alone in her pastime. The one thing she has clenched firmly in her grip is her uncompromised acts of kindness. These days, she went back home where it's safe, even if it ended up being in an unexpected place. Montreal. I'm relieved that she stepped away from the ledge, slackened that noose, looked in the mirror, and settled for a truce. Having that incongruent bubble burst allowed some of her life to get reimbursed. It was dead girl walking, hurt girl running. Now, it's alive girl living and smart girl solving. And if we were to break it all down to the bare bone, either she was going to get busy dying, or she was going to get busy being born. It's actually really fun to reread these. They're so old. So yeah, that's from the part 1 of Cosmic Bonds. And then my second section is called Love Letters. Someone who doesn't even deserve all these writings or my time, but he's got a damn section about him. I never did a poetry read for this one. It's called My Apologies. And I used to actually cry a lot rereading this. But yeah, I cared about this person like quite a lot actually. I'm not going to cry for this one. I'm really, really over it. It's been a long time. It's called My Apologies. But I love you. And I'm lying in bed. It's 5 a.m, thinking about you. Like all those times I should have shown you off, but I was too depressed to love you. Like all those times you try to get to know me, and I'd cut you off to change the conversation on you. Or that time we went out for sushi and my body was broken. You had to ask for my attention. I was so hopeless back then. I had so much weight on my soul that my chest collapsed and caved in. Barely alive, barely awake. Drinking until the booze could have my soul to take. Every day running around with my head cut off, saying yes to everything and anything I could think of, though I couldn't grasp or hold on to it all. Drifting further and further away from being, even existing. My favorite part, though, was hearing the gravel under my shoes, then opening the outside door into your living room, shutting it right quick to lock the chaos out, as I kicked off my sneakers to crawl on your couch. I always could count on you to have the most sincere and comforting way to request me to relax. My head on your chest, in your arms I am wrapped. But every time you would whisper that, well, I never had anyone make me melt like that, because I never had much room in my life for that. And in many ways, you were always good at that. Now, even if it's not with me, it's good to see you happy. I know that you know I am too. And my apologies for when I was too depressed to love you. So you can kind of get the gist of why that ended. Okay, the second one. Okay, kind of a retaliation one. This one's called Half Dead Guy. I actually really like this one. Hi, I'm the voice inside your head that's been pairing you with lovers that are half dead. Let's diagnose it as another case of the bad brains. It's perfect, considering you are both certified insane. Forget his cheap sounds that he loves to sing, but you're a sucker for words, especially when it stings. I'll start to stop the fear factor from settling in. Stop the obsessions over the could have or would have beens. Where's the supposed sweetness and unconquerable strength? The one that you swore would soar you to great lengths. Your choices developed, you found comfort in stagnant rot. You're sleeping and lost in that place that time forgot. Let's cut your hair, climb down and escape. Follow my voice to the bright lights of the cityscape. I may have been that voice that let you down a few too many times, but I'll be damned if I let you ruin your life over some half-dead guy. So that's Love Letters. There's a few more, but you know how it is. Oh yeah, and then that's the drawing. This one's gonna be the next section, part 3. Compromise stress. I don't think I showed you part 2. And that was part 2. Okay. I really like the way this one turned out. I really like the font of it. Okay, so this is the last section we have. I'm gonna pick a couple of them. Which one do I want to read? I really don't know. I practice this at all, but that's kind of the fun of it, right? Not that one. Not that one. No. Okay. You know what? This one got a lot of reviews, like lots of likes on my YouTube video of my poetry reads. Okay, we'll do this one. I think this one was actually my first poetry read that I ever recorded. And when I first started doing this, people were just like, is she going through like a mental breakdown? Because I never expressed myself whatsoever. And then all of a sudden I was doing these like poetry reads and people were just like, who is this? I was like, this is a rebirth. And now people are over it. This is the norm now. Emotional and healthy. Okay. This one's called What Kind of Person Are You? What kind of person are you? Based on what you love and what you value. According to my aptitude test, it suggests a career in coat check. I then glanced over my shoulder at the concept of time, wondering what it would mean to live a right or wrong life. It wasn't until I took the knife off the counter to kill the noise that I could finally hear there is no such thing as a wrong choice. And when I looked into her eyes, my heart knew it to be true. It changed everything. I mean, wouldn't it for you? Wouldn't that excite you, flip you inside out, and set you loose? What kind of person would that make you? The kind of person that takes all the oxygen out of the room, detaching yourself from that gloom and pre-doom? It was at that exact moment I felt like something had been stolen. But on the contrary, this bolt from the blue had just come to my rescue. So what would it mean to live for myself, choosing freely with no compunction bells? As I see it, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Sometimes you sit in the fire and belt out, burn, baby, burn. So cool to reread these and have like a book. Like this is what manifestation from here to the physical feels like. Nearly damn cried. I'm so proud of this step, honestly. I could have definitely given up on this, but I did it. When it comes to the internet, you can make anything come true. You just gotta dig. Okay, my last one I'm gonna read. I'm gonna do self-sabotage syndrome, because that one also got a bunch of likes on YouTube. Self-sabotage syndrome. This insane sense of humor has saved me in dire times, along with my spicy tongue and mystic eyes. This just in, another ego bomb just went off. Reinforced doubts, falling on the underdog. It's pretty interesting realizing you're a victim of that sinister self-sabotaging syndrome. Chasing my tail by default, doing the same things over and over, expecting different results. A tiger, stuck in the cage, guided by fear and a dose of rage. I'll do anything to get that final nail in the coffin, burying once and for all these damaging warped perceptions. No one is coming to save you, I had to finally confess. And that's when my lucky stars finally lined up and my courage put to the ultimate test. And look at me now, 4 years later. That's pretty much it. That's the book. You guys can find it on Amazon.ca.com, all the Amazons, whatever around the world. And I try to make this as cheap as possible, like really as cheap as possible. The paperback is $10 and Canadian. And then I'm not sure what the ebooks are. I'm pretty sure I put those down to $5 just because they're all of my old writings. I just felt it wouldn't be fair. And it's not that I'm not proud of it, but they're like my trial books, I guess, like my babies. I was like, they're good poems. I revised them, so they're much better than the first edition. I just thought, I just wanted to put them back out there. You know what? Okay. I'm going to read you one last one. And it's from the Cosmic Bonds part. And this one's like directly about my spiritual awakening, which was a very messy time. And people can have spiritual awakenings from many things, like near death, big epiphanies, life changes, stupid amount of stress, and Now, this one is the one where people are just like, what is happening with her? And this was my second poetry read ever online. And I watched it the other day, and I was like, that took so much balls for me to do. I'm so proud of myself. I just don't get embarrassed anymore. So this one's called Disturbed or Cured. I'm disturbed. Use as an action word? Well, have you ever had your mind play tricks on you? I sure have. Studied so much, I think I deserve my diploma. Feeling disturbed, feeling as if your better judgment left you absurd, kind of like blindfolding my eyes and spinning me around 55 times. Life can be like that, don't you think? As they halt you at the final spin, take your blind off and let the games begin. You're still in that same reality, but your thoughts are defying gravity. Then there's the times you're forced to feel crazy, as if someone went ahead of you and placed these meticulously hard to ignore clues, which evidently you can use to guide yourself through. I blink 5 times, squint open wide. This isn't real. It just can't be. Kind of like a deja vu, except the evidence is tangible and concrete. Tugging on the person's shirt right beside you. Do you see what I see? Yeah, I see that too. This lifestyle, if you're lucky enough, and it doesn't absolutely destroy you, can be used as a tool to guide yourself through. But sometimes it's more frequent than your average coincidence, too unbelievable to untwist, too aligned to make shift. Sometimes it's a lot to take in, and sometimes you think you know who planted it. Alright, by this point, you must be a little confused. Just to clarify, I don't see things that are untrue. I'm talking about the synchronicities, those right place at the right time kind of stories. And heavens to Betsy, if you do the work, you could see just like me. But you must be wondering, cured or disturbed? Mwahaha. So that's pretty much the theme of this one. Me figuring out if I became cured or disturbed. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. 2020, man, that was like 4 years ago. So next time I will be doing an Instagram live of the Convoluted Tales of a Cosmic Spy, which is my compilation of 2021. And right now I'm finally getting back to the drawing board and compiling the next poetry book, which will be called The Confessions of a Working Class Weirdo. And that one will be dropping with a Jackie Hart EP. In that poetry book, I'm so excited for. Like, I was excited to re-release these, but I'm so into the new stuff that I wrote. And I'm so excited. I'm just really excited about everything that's coming out. I've had, like, a massive standstill battling depression for these years. And finally, I feel like I've got a grip in my life. And now I can release my new stuff. And that's really exciting. I feel like I've been stuck in the past and healing, and now it's like I did it. I spent all that time doing that, even re-editing these, sent me in another like emotional wave, and man, it feels so good to be on the other side of everything. So that's my word vomit for the day. They're for sale, guys. And yeah, so that's that. Thanks for streaming with me. And hi, everyone who's on here. I can't see anything because it's so bright out here, but I will probably see you in a bit. I love all of you, and enjoy your summer. I will see you next week for some more of these poetry reads. I actually never do these. I'm going to wave to everybody. Hi. Love you all. I really don't know how to stop this.